Hello, welcome to computing class with Smile It Off. In our previous lesson, we explored something on operator precedence. Today, we are going to look at yet another question which will cause us to learn something about hypertext markup language, simple put HTML. So, a reference to that in the curriculum is on B94112, where we are to identify the different tools which are accessible in IDEs and also explore a web development program to create a simple website. Appropriately, this is a question that will cause us to explore such indicators. So let's say we want to answer this particular question. We need an IDE to start putting in the codes and then see how it will be displayed in a browser. Here in the Visual Studio Code, I'll come and then create a new file and I'll name it index.html. That's for hypertext markup language. In that, I'll try to replicate the code in the question and see what happens. So here we'll be using what we call tags. There's a closing tag and then there's the opening tag. For tags are not supposed to be displayed in the browser, but rather they are supposed to control elements in the browser in terms of formatting and in terms of bringing in tools where appropriate. So we have the head and then its closing tag. Within the head, I'm going to place my title, which is also a tag, title, and then the closing tag for title. You see, at this point it's okay for us to want to see how this can translate into a web page. So to do that, I'll use this page we are looking at over here. In between the title tag, whenever I click on one, you realize that it highlights two items, one for the opening tag and one for the closing tag. So the title of this web page, as will be displayed in the tab, will be welcome to Tawara Basic School. And with that, a close look at the title here will reveal that what I typed in the Visual Studio Code is now showing as the title for the browser. Let's add the other things the question asks us for. So we have to conclude with the remaining codes here. That's header 1 through to button. Student ID here with the inputs in front of it and then a line break. Also, I have personal identification number for students, also serving as receiving an input, and so I have to also show the type of input that goes with it. In the first one, the type of input that it's supposed to receive as text, which basically means it can take it, but we can see the same thing for the pin. But before that, I skipped something, so let me quickly input that. Header 1 was also a tag that was used, and I intend to complete with that. It says student results access point. So that's what this page is about. Now observe something interesting with the text box which have been created. If the person's name is Ofori, for instance, and the password is 1212, you realize that the 1212 shows, so you have to indicate the type of data that this receives. And once the browser understands that it's supposed to be a password, we realize that typing 1212 will not allow other people to see exactly what the user had entered. So that's the significance of indicating the type of data for a particular input. Last but not the least, we have the button, which we see on other popular browsers. Now name it enter site. So a button called enter site will be placed against it. Just that you see it has been placed at a place where we never intended for it to be. So that's where the BR becomes useful, which is a break, which brings it to the next line. So that's all that the question requires students to um, understand and answer appropriately. So a quick look at it. After typing all of this, this is what you get as your answer. So students were expected to write all of what is displayed here on the screen here for the answer. Thank you.